If you've ever tried buying a mattress while you're dealing with sciatica or that kind of low back pain, you know the feeling, right? It's just confusing, it's totally frustrating, and honestly, it feels like a huge, expensive gamble. So, let's dive into this and actually build a system to take all that guesswork out of the equation.
And that's really what this all comes down to. We're not going to just scroll through another best mattress list. No, we're going to build a solid, reliable way for you to make a decision so you can actually trust your choice, not just some fancy marketing words.
So yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? How do we get away from this high-stakes bet and move to a decision that you actually feel confident about? We're going to break down a really simple, repeatable method you can literally start using tonight.
Okay, let's start with the heart of the problem, what I call the mattress gamble. When you're in pain, trying to choose between these super vague terms like medium or firm feels like you're putting a ton of money on the line and you're pretty much flying blind. And believe me, the stakes are incredibly high here. A mattress that feels like a cloud for 10 minutes in a showroom can be the very reason your mornings are absolutely miserable. See, bedtime comfort, that's all about how the surface feels, but what really truly matters is your alignment over a full 7 or 8 hours.
So, to get this right, we have to completely reframe the objective. The goal is not just to find a firmer mattress. That's a super common mistake. It's about finding a really specific, delicate balance that's perfect for your body.
And here it is. This is the sweet spot. This is what we're aiming for. You want a mattress that keeps your spine neutral so your low back isn't sinking down into a hammock, but it also has to be soft enough on top so it doesn't create these awful pressure points on your hips and shoulders. That right there, that's the win.
This slide just nails the central trade-off we're all facing. If you go too firm, you're going to feel that sharp nagging pressure on your hip, especially if you're a side sleeper. But if you go too soft, your pelvis sinks down deeper than the rest of your body, and you get that dreaded hammock effect that puts all that strain on your lower back.
So how in the world do you figure out which problem you're actually dealing with? Well, this is where we stop guessing and start knowing. We're going to use the hero of this whole explainer, a super simple scorecard, to gather real, actual data from your own body every single morning.
And you know what? It really is this easy. Every morning, just for 60 seconds, before your brain has a chance to rewrite the story of the night, you do 3 things. 1, you map the pain. Where does it start and where does it end? 2, you note the friction. How often did you wake up or shift around? And 3, you rate the pain of your first few steps out of bed, 0 to 10.
Now, listen up, because this is the most crucial insight you'll get from your scorecard. Don't focus on the intensity of the pain, the drama of it. Focus on its direction. Think of it like this. Is the discomfort pushing outward from one spot, like your hip bone? That's a huge clue the mattress is too firm. Or is it pulling inward, like a deep, tight ache in your low back? That's the classic sign of a mattress that's too soft.
Okay, so once you have a few days of these notes, you can actually start to decode what your body is telling you. You're going to see a clear pattern emerge, and it's going to tell you whether you're dealing with a pressure problem or a sag problem.
And this closes that loop we talked about, right? The reason a mattress can feel so great at midnight but so awful at 7 a.m. is because that first impression is just about the surface feel. Your morning scorecard, though, that reveals the truth about your alignment after hours and hours of microstress.
So now we take your data and we use this map. It's so simple. Look at that first row. If your scorecard keeps pointing to hip or shoulder pressure, the cause is probably a top layer that's just too firm. Your first move? Try a topper. Now look at the second row. If you're feeling that low back hammock, the cause is a base that's too soft. Your first move here is to look at a medium firm mattress or, and this is a big one, check your bed's foundation.
But what if your mattress feels, I don't know, just almost right? Before you dive into the whole hassle of a return, there's often a pretty simple fix. This is what we call the Tweak First playbook.
This simple chart right here will guide your next step. If that hip pressure is your main problem, a topper is probably your fix. If you're feeling that hammock sag, hey, don't blame the mattress just yet. Check your base first. It's wild how many issues come from the foundation. Are your slots more than 3 inches apart? Is your box spring old and sagging? A bad base can make a great mattress feel terrible. But here's the golden rule. If you make one of these changes and your scorecard gets worse for 3 nights in a row, that's your signal. It's time to start that return process.
But please be careful of this one common trap. The whole point of a topper is to cut down on pressure without messing up your alignment. If you add a super thick, plush topper, yeah, your hip might feel better, but now your whole pelvis sinks way too far, and you've just created that hammock effect. Your scorecard will pick up on this shift right away.
All right, finally, let's just quickly cover a few common mistakes that well-intentioned people make all the time. This way, you can avoid them and save yourself a whole lot of pain and frustration.
Let's just run through these real quick. First, forget the 90-second showroom test. It tells you absolutely nothing about alignment. Next, resist that urge to go extra firm because you think it's better for posture. You'll probably just trade a sag problem for a pressure problem. This one's huge. Only change one thing at a time. If you get a new mattress and a new pillow, your data is useless. And last, buy a mattress for the position you actually sleep in, not the one you wish you did.
So what's the big takeaway? You now have a system to stop guessing and start using data. So here is your final call to action, and you can do it right this second. Open the Notes app on your phone. Create a new note and title it 14-Night Mattress Test. Then just add those 3 lines: pressure points, radiation, and first steps. Tomorrow morning, you'll already be making a more informed decision than 90% of people out there shopping for a mattress. You are ready.